Hey guys, my name is Josie Henningfeld.
And I'm Ron.
And we are the owners of Hill Valley Dairy. Ron here is a cheesemaker, and we make small batch artisan cheeses. And today we're going to talk a little bit about a way that you can put together a really cool cheese board for a date night, or if you just kind of have casual dinner that you want to spice up a little bit, this is a really good additive for your meal. You want to talk about the cheeses a little bit?
Sure. For the simple cheese board we're making, I have 3 cheeses here. We brought in our garlic dill cheese curds that we love to snack on. Also have our 2-year age sharp white cheddar that we make. And then also have Alpine style cheese here, just a nice aged cheese with a natural rind on it, really good flavor.
So cheese boards can be super simple and still fill you up for a meal, which is really awesome. And you can kind of gain however much you want to eat throughout the night. You can kind of keep adding to it. You can add vegetables to kind of fill out your meal a little bit more. So we're going to show you what we really like to do, just to kind of have a nice, simple snack, hanging out at night with the two of us. It's a really fun way to start the date night. If you have a farmer's market available in the area, you can go to your local farmer's market and pick up produce, which is what I did this morning. So I masked up, walked down to downtown and grabbed some blueberries and some cucumbers and some carrots, and I'm going to use those on our board today. So we start with any shape board, any color board, any kind of board you like. We have a lot of cheese boards at our house, as you can imagine. And this cheese board is one of my favorites. I love the color, I love the tone, and I love the outside edge. I don't know why, it just makes me happy. So when I'm starting with cheese boards, I actually start without the cheese. The cheese is the last thing I'm going to put on the cheese board. I'm going to start with our little bowl of blueberries. I like layers in my cheese boards. I learned this from a really awesome book that I'm going to plug right now because it's really cool. It's called This Cheese Board, or Cheese Plate, sorry, Will Change Your Life. And you can get this at your local library. You can also find it at your local small bookshops. This is awesome. It kind of walks you through step by step, and I learned so much from this. And 2 of my big takeaways was, one of them was add color. Color makes plates look awesome, and it also makes it feel like a much bigger, more exciting meal. So I'm going to start with my little bowl of blueberries here. We like to do a little bit of the sweetness to add, to complement the salt that comes out in the cheese. So we like adding blueberries to our cheddars. I think it's a really nice pairing. And then I'm going to take another small dish, so different size, different color, and I'm going to add in some of my vegetables. So I'm going to just do some beans and some carrots. And again, color and layer is just really helpful when you're putting together a really nice looking cheese board. And then my husband was awesome enough to cut up some cheese for me a little bit earlier. So I'm going to start, when I start with the cheeses, I'm going to start with 1 cheese at a time. And I'm going to try and layer it as well as I can. So it kind of has just a really nice presentation to it. And if you don't know how much to add to your cheese board, I usually recommend just kind of start cutting maybe half the block, and then if you need to, you can always add more. You can always wrap it up if you want to do a little less throughout the night. Okay. Crackers. So there's tons of crackers. All crackers are good in my opinion. I like pretty much any carbs that anyone makes. I also love shaped crackers because I feel like it adds variety. We have 2 young kids right now, which I think is why we're really big into shapes and colors. But it's really playful, and it makes it feel like a much more exciting and fun cheese board to have different shapes on your crackers, different textures. So these are these little wheat thins. They're Triscuit, I'm sorry, not wheat thins, my apologies, Triscuit triangle crackers. And I'm just going to take these and I'm going to stack them up a little bit on the inside again. And my crackers I'm going to put in a couple different places, because if we're eating off a cheese board, I might be on one side and he might be on the other, and he doesn't have to reach across my cheese board to grab some of his crackers. So I'm going to start with just a couple in this back region here. Okay, and then I'm going to pull in some more color to my cheese board, and we're going to do cucumbers. I love adding cucumbers. They're super refreshing, and they don't have a ton of flavor to them, so it's really nice to add in as a little bit of a crunch. I'm going to kind of follow my little...
Good crunch and good palate cleanser too.
Totally.
If you're jumping between cheeses, for example.
Add this in here. One of my little color rules that I like with my cheese boards is that I'm not going to put a green next to a green, so I'm going to kind of keep it away. So since my beans have green in them here, I'm going to pull them a little bit further away. All right, let's go into our next cheese. This is a really fun tip that I learned from the book as well, and it's kind of to cut your cheeses into different styles. So this, as you can see with the cheddar, I actually did little squares. And then with this guy, to kind of change up the variance of it, I'm gonna make him into a triangle cheese. So that way, cut them in little triangles, and then, this is my favorite part, when I splice them, I'm gonna put them in opposite directions. So it not only creates a really cool texture, but it also makes it really easy to grab, and you're not grabbing every single piece of cheese on the cheese board as you go to get the one that you want to eat. Move this guy back just a little bit. Okay, so again, keeping the cheeses kind of away from each other so we can both have space to grab whatever we want. I'm going to add a couple more crackers onto this side. And you can play around with this too. There's so many options where your cheeses, you can add as many cheeses as you want, and your cheeses can change flavor. You can keep it all the same flavor. We did a little lunch plate for our girls today, and they used all cheddar, but it was just different colors, so they felt like it was, all different cheeses, even though they probably ate a lot more cheddar than they should have when I think about it. All right, and then last but not least, I'm going to add in some of our favorite snacks, garlic dill cheese curds. These are really cool because they're super easy to grab, just eat. You don't have to cut them, no prep, just nice in a bag. We leave ours out to get to room temperature so that they can get nice and squeaky again. And then we put them in the fridge when we're done eating them, so they'll have good freshness for a couple of weeks. So this garlic dill cheese curd, I'm just gonna kind of take and sprinkle these. We have really big curds because Ron hand cuts them with a mill. Is that what it's called?
I hand milled them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So that way they actually come out pretty ginormous. In case you can't see these are really big and they're really fun. So I'm gonna put a couple cheese curds there. All right, so this is one really easy, simple plate, just a couple of options, but it's quite a bit of food, so it's really gonna fill you up. I love to add flowers because I'm a little bit of a romantic, so for me, adding a cute little flower every once in a while just sort of dresses up the cheese. You just kind of pop it in, adds a little color. We grow these pansies at our house, and these are actually ones you can eat, so if you feel up for it, go ahead. I think our kids have eaten a couple, but I don't know if that was really on purpose. It's just kind of a fun way to play around with the color, play around with some texture, and it makes the board look really sweet. So, gentlemen, I will give you a little hint. If you want to surprise your girl, this is a really good way to do it.
A little bit of flowers on
the
Okay.
cheese board, and then they think, oh my gosh, you got me flowers. It's great, and we just pick these from our garden.
All right, you know what else I know I like on my cheese board?
What's
and
that?
You do too? Meat,
True.
sausage.
True statement. We do.
So speaking of sausage, Nick, do you have any sausage for our cheese board? Hi, Nick.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
I crashed the daylight.
For sure.
So it's meat time?
It is, yeah. We are gonna make, I just made a little bit of a cheese board, but I was gonna make another one that we can add a lot of meat to, and we can make that
I like it.
exciting.
I like it.
Cool. So I'm gonna show you a really cool trick again that I learned from that awesome book that I picked up. I'm really plugging that book pretty hard today.
Available
But
at the Lake Geneva Public Library.
it is, and the title of the book really is true. Like, this cheese plate will change your life because it was so exciting. I enjoyed it very much. Congrats, Marissa Mullen, on a really good book. Okay, so one thing she showed us about is the Salami River. So
Salami River. I like that. It sounds like Willy Wonka stuff.
It's pretty much what it is. So you're gonna take your salami and you're gonna kind of pinch it and then fold it in half. So it's like a little triangle, but then we're gonna stack it so then it makes your river.
Okay.
You wanna help me, boys?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this is our summer sausage. That is a delicious Wisconsin treat, not just for
Awesome.
the winter time. I tried to slice it thinly, but
Yeah, that's good. Doing good. Yeah, good. So we're making a river.
make it a river.
This is the cool part about cheese plates too, is like it's very interactive. Like my kids help me with ours. Ron loves to chop up stuff and add it to, and it kind of accommodates
Let's
everybody's
do this one like that.
perfect. Everybody's style and flavor. Good. So this is a summer sausage trail. This is a river, I should say.
That work?
That works. Good. So we got our little river through the center here. And then I'm gonna go in again with our garlic dill cheese curds. And we're gonna kinda river it out this way.
It's like a river runs through
It's
it.
like a river runs through it. With some really big cheese curds.
Why'd you pick garlic dill for your date night?
Good question.
Is it because you already have 2 kids and that's all you need, or like what are we talking
yeah,
about?
pretty much. I think the garlic dill is a really good way to add. Cheese has great flavor, but it adds like a really distinct flavor, and it makes it feel like a little bit more of just a really good, easy grab snack cheese. And if you like garlic, I mean, there's no better way to go than garlic dill, right?
Mm-hmm.
So-
Garlic's whatchamacallit, aphrodisiac.
Is it?
Is it?
I did not know
It
that.
is. I think
I
it's
mean,
good
maybe
for-
that's why I like
Yeah.
garlic so
I
much.
make those with enough
good for
garlic
vitality and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why you're such a vital guy.
I was gonna say I put enough garlic on there to like not disappoint. Like it stands out, but it doesn't overdo the cheese. But also, good for men and women.
What's your favorite cheese on this plate? Well,
Ooh,
I mean,
in
this plate
between the
already
two,
has.
yeah. So I mean, we do like the garlic dill cheese curds as a snack. I have become a really huge fan of, well, all of my husband's cheeses. But the 2-year sharp cheddar has been really awesome, and that one we just kind of released into the world. So now we don't just have it for
Nice.
ourselves anymore, so you guys can enjoy it too. Yeah, Ron, what about you?
I probably eat the most often I'm eating cheddar, just because it's a great go-to cheese. However, the Alpine cheese, they're the wedges that are cut and displayed or on our cheese board. That Alpine cheese is really, really good. Really nicely aged, nice and flavorful. A little bit nutty with a hint of fruitiness.
Sounds like it's got it all.
but
It's got it all.
it's got it all. It's great snacking cheese.
Okay, so I'm just kind of cutting some more of that Alpine that Ron was just talking about.
Can I add some more meat?
For sure, for sure. So again, I'm gonna kind of stick to my guns here on I'm gonna separate the cheese from the cheese so that we can always have one person grabbing from one selection and another person grabbing from another. But let's be real, there's no actual rules with cheese boards. You can do whatever you want. This is a natural rind cheese, so you're welcome to eat the rind if you want to. Otherwise, you can grab it from the rind and then just eat up to the rind and just
I'm
start
gonna
that from there.
jam up this river
Have
with some
at
snack
it.
sticks.
Have at it.
Log dam in the
Exactly.
summer sausage string.
So this one I did a little bit differently too. Instead of a board, I actually put it on a colorful plate, so it adds that pop of color. It also is a really nice way to kind of present as a little bit more of a meal when it's on a plate. And I'm just gonna finish off with a couple of beans here. I like to add these beans in the summer. I mean, they're fresh from the garden. It's awesome to just kind of pick them and get a really good crunch. And again, it's not like an overpowering flavor, so you can really feel like you're eating, a whole meal with all of your fruits and veggies and meats and cheeses.
This looks delicious.
Thanks.
Couple flowers.
Couple flowers.
So pretty.
The only thing that I think I'm really missing is a glass of wine.
Oh, well. I have you covered.
Awesome.
So this is going to be a cheese and wine pairing night, right?
Perfect. Yes.
So
yes.
you probably only want one bottle of wine, because we're not 22 anymore.
True. That's
So I mean, at least I'm not. Maybe you guys are. But you put a little difficult pairing here because you have garlic dill, which isn't always the most food friendly or wine friendly pairing. You have the sweet nutty fruitiness of the Alpine with a little bit of funk from the rind. You have sausages. You have the beautiful cheddar flavor. So I picked a red and a white that will work kind of across these boards.
Awesome.
Be right back. So for a white, we're going to go with one of my favorite, very versatile food pairing wines, which is a dry Riesling. This one comes from Australia. It's very floral, very crisp, very acidic, not super sweet. So it will really go with all. This is like a lot of fats.
Yes,
right?
for sure.
And but then also the crunch of the crackers and the vegetables. So the crispness goes with that. Very refreshing. You get some nice floral things that works with garlic and dill and the cheese notes. Very great wine. And if you want to do a red, we're going to do a Cabernet. This one's from California. Bigger, more dark red fruit flavors. And so on this one, you're thinking the bitterness at the end from the tannins going to cut the fat. And you want something that has some big red fruit flavors to go with the big flavors in the cheese. So would you guys like red, white?
I'll
One
take
a white,
a red.
one a red, one a red, one a white?
Oh, both?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know both was an option. That's
Well,
sure. It's
I'll
date
pour you
night.
one
We're
white,
going both.
one red. You guys can pick,
Mm-hmm.
share all the things.
That's true.
That's perfect.
And I will leave you to have your date night.
You know, and I think a thing too to mention about your date night is like it can be a date night between husband and wife, date night with your kids, date night with your
Josie,
friends.
I know you're the red one.
I'm telling you, thank you, Derek.
You're welcome.
It's a really awesome way
thank you,
to
Nick.
kind of
Good luck.
enjoy socialization with each other, even when we are not able to get into large groups.
This
of
is a
people.
great Zoom, like, do it
Yeah,
with people across
absolutely.
the country. I'll let you
Absolutely.
guys have your date night. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
including me.
All
Bye, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks for the meat and the wine.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.